Matt Taibbi, editor-in-chief at Racket News. Matt, great to see you. Thanks so much for taking the time to come on. Obviously, I know you've been covering this as well extensively, and probably back in even 2016, right, when the whole Russiagate thing happened, and obviously the report found there was no collusion with Trump, but it marred the entire first Trump presidency, and now here we are, where Gabbard says that there was, quote, treasonous conspiracy based on the evidence she has. How would you report this?
Well, what we've seen so far, I don't know that you could conclude treason legally.
Yeah.
I think that's a standard that requires, among other things, a war going on. But it is quite serious. My understanding is that they're looking at a variety of different types of conspiracy charges. But certainly just from the optics, the manipulation of intelligence and the dissolution of the case that not only that Russia interfered, but interfered specifically to help Donald Trump, that has been completely exploded by the release of the information this week. Now that we know what that conclusion rested on, among other things, the key piece of evidence was a single fragment of a single comment made to the director of the CIA personally by a Russian defector in Virginia. And we don't know whether it's opinion or what the original source of it was. That's incredibly damning. And it's damning that his own team tried to avoid including it.
Gabbard says that Obama knew that his administration's assessment was false, like you were saying. I want to play that for you.
There is irrefutable evidence that detail how President Obama and his national security team directed the creation of an intelligence community assessment that they knew was false.
A spokesperson is calling Gabbard's allegations that the former president orchestrated and manufactured intelligence, quote, nonsense, ridiculous, and bizarre. Is it nonsense, though?
It's not nonsense. I don't know that you could legally support a claim that that Barack Obama definitively knew that it was false. However, there was significant evidence that the intelligence community was deeply divided on all of these questions, and that the president would have been aware of that at that time. Also, there had already been serious questions raised about the key pieces of evidence that were used in this intelligence community assessment that Obama had to have been briefed about. He almost certainly had to have known that it came from campaign research that was originated by Hillary Clinton's campaign. So there are circumstantial issues here that are clear already. I don't know what the legal case would be, though.
What do you make of the other part of this story, Matt? Legacy media and how it's covered. Even in the header, it's on unfounded claims. I mean, they're already running cover for it. Yet when the roles were reversed years ago, they ran with it. No one said these were unfounded Russia collusion claims. They ran it as fact. But now that it's a Trump administration, they release information, or the little that we have at this moment. Remember, it's with the DOJ. We don't know if there are any charges, but running cover already, seemingly. Your thoughts there on how this is being covered in legacy media?
I mean, I have very strong personal opinions about this and a lot of bitterness, because I was one of the few mainstream journalists at the time who tried to caution people that we can't rush to judgment. That when we did that the last time with WMDs, when we relied on unnamed intelligence sources to make a conclusion instantaneously without checking things out, that it got the entire business into trouble, and we were just recovering our reputation at that time. And for everybody to pour instantaneously their support behind this unfounded claim was a collective, colossal failure of the business that I think the damage to that is ongoing until they own up to these mistakes. They'll continue to lose audience.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you on that one. Matt Taibbi joining us today on this Friday. Matt, good to see you as always. Thank you for that.
Thanks so much for having me on.
Information. Truth is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.